Warning, amateur sewing techniques being used. Viewer discretion is advised. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year, happy holidays. I hope you all had a wonderful New Year, new start to your year and your holiday. Fortitude and I have kind of a fun video planned for you today and a lot of fun videos planned over the course of 2021. As most New Year's begin with New Year's resolutions. And one of my New Year's resolutions to improve upon this year is my sewing skills. I don't have a lot of sewing skills. One of the classes that I almost didn't pass in high school was Clothing 101. And my homeroom teacher that I had all 4 years of high school was the sewing teacher. It was very, very hard for me. I am a lefty. I don't know if I've ever talked about that or not, but I'm left-handed and I struggle with patterns and like any kind of construction projects. I also get kind of directionally confused sometimes. So with sewing, you know, you're doing some things inside out, flipping things around, and it's just harder for me to, it doesn't come intuitively for me or instinctually for me. I did go through a period of time, gosh, it was probably 3 years ago, where I was sewing some stuffed animals. I'll insert some photos here to show you a couple of the stuffed animals that I made. But I was inspired, as I always am, by all of you, by a lot of folks talking about the utilization of socks for tops and skirts and things like that for Smart Doll. And I thought, okay, that's a good place to start. So what we are going to do is, for those of you out there who are like me, that are nervous about sewing or struggling, who really want to do like a very, very basic couple of clothing items for your Smart Doll, this is a great video for you. So what you are going to need today is your Smart Doll. My lovely model Fortitude is showcasing the t-shirt that I made with Charmander on it. So we are going to make a tube top, a t-shirt, and a baseball sleeve length, like a 3/4 sleeve sweater, using some socks that I procured from Amazon, hashtag not sponsored. I am a super nerd. I love all things anime. I love Pokemon. I love Studio Ghibli. I love Sailor Moon. Y'all know this already. And so I really wanted to make some pieces that really showcased some of those passions of mine, a little bit of nerd pop in there. So we are going to work with these little Pokemon socks that I purchased. Squirtle is my favorite starter, and Psyduck is one of my favorites from that first gen. I love water Pokemon. They're my favorite, can't help that. And then Kiki's Delivery Service is like one of my all-time favorite Studio Ghibli films. And so I got a whole pack of Studio Ghibli socks, and this Kiki and Gigi flying is just way too cute. So we're gonna use this for our sweater, and we are going to use these for the t-shirt / tube top. So along with the socks, you're going to need a needle and thread. I am not gonna be using a sewing machine for this because I know not everybody has access to a sewing machine. So needle and thread, a pair of scissors. I do have a seam ripper in case we make some mistakes. Even though I've done this a lot this week, I'm still making mistakes. So without further ado, let's jump into it and get started. So we're gonna start with the tube top. And as you can see, because it's an ankle sock, we've got the heel here. And I wanna have the image to be like the main part of the shirt, kind of like what you can see here with Fortitude in her Charmander shirt. So the first step is going to be, we're gonna cut off the ankle band, and the ankle band is gonna serve as that neckline that you can see here. Step 1, cut. The ankle band. I've got a little excess there on the back, so I'm gonna snip. I don't want too much extra fabric. because I don't need it. All right, that's good enough. So you should have your neckband. The next part is we're gonna cut the heel away from this because I don't want the heel there. Do keep the heel because those are actually gonna be used for our sleeves later. You will need 2 heels, so if you get socks, make sure you cut the heel of both. Cut our heel off. We set that off to the side. I want there to be quite a bit of white here because I want it to not be too much of a crop top. I had problems before when I was cutting it where it was like super, super short. So I'm gonna just cut the toe, and I wanna keep this blue band that goes across here as one of the stripes and to help that bottom look a little bit better. And here's what we got for the top. Now, if you want it to be a little bit shorter, if you want it to be really heavily cropped, you can cut a little bit more here. Yeah, I'm gonna cut just a little bit. So I would like this to be a little bit shorter. So I'm just gonna cut a little bit off here. So we should have this, and you should have your neck piece. Next step is you're gonna wanna have your shirt facing the good side out, and you're going to take your neck piece and you should face it the wrong side out. Decide with all of the seams that you would typically not see on the inside of your sock. So wrong side out, and you're gonna have it upside down. The wrong side out and upside down, meaning that this closed side, the nice side here, the very top of that band that you're gonna see for the top and the neck of the shirt, is gonna face down. And you are going to tuck the top of the shirt into it like such. Now it is gonna be a little bit of a tighter fit because the band here is tighter and the sock is gonna be wider. Once you have it placed like this, you're going to stitch along the edge here. Don't stitch all the way through or you're gonna not have an opening for your smart doll to stick through. So we're just gonna stitch, and I'm gonna follow the line that's already there on the sock already. You've got these lines that you can follow so that way you're keeping a straight line. The goal is once you stitch all of this around, following that line, you flip this up. So you don't wanna sew the bottom part down. You sew the bottom part down and you won't be able to pull it up. When you flip it up, it'll be right side, good side showing, and it'll make this nice little collar. So let's go ahead and sew this. I am not using any kind of a fancy sewing or stitch method. I'm doing this all by hand. I am just doing a normal stitch. All right, I'm gonna stitch my knot. And to do that, I just put the needle in. I get a loop here, and I'm gonna go once, twice into the loop with my needle. I'm gonna pull that tight. That is how I do my knotting. And we're gonna fold this up. And now, you got yourself a little collar. Sewing on camera is definitely a different experience than I thought it was gonna be. But this is how it should look. And this completes your tube top. If you would like to make it into a t-shirt, you're gonna use the same process where you cut off the heel add your neckline, and then we are going to cut some holes for the sleeves, and we are going to make our sleeves for the t-shirt. The first thing I'm going to do is we are going to fold our shirt in half. We are going to cut our little sleeve holes. I have found it's helpful to cut very close to the neckline, and you don't want to cut in too far either. So I'm just going to cut almost like a little crescent shape, like that. Make it plenty large for our smart doll to put their arms through. That's good, so you've got your armhole. We are going to flip our shirt inside out. Heel has this natural three-dimensional, like a little bit more of a puff shape to them. So I'm taking the ugly side, the seam side, and I am folding it to be triangular. So it should be like this. And we are actually just gonna sew the tip of this closed, and then this part, once this is sewn, is going to be the sleeve. So just a little bit of this area that we're gonna close. I would say you're gonna do a line that goes across, a tiny line. One, two, wah! Pull, snip. And when we flip it to the good side, so you got this cute little sleeve. And it's got really nice dimension to it because it's already got a little bit of that rounding shape that just comes from the heel itself. Out of the heel, which is really great. So we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to the second. And now you've got two little sleeves. All right, so now that we have sleeves, this is probably the trickiest part of the process, in my opinion, because this deals with directions and inside out and putting things in right side in. So we have our shirt inside out, correct? Okay. With the squirrel part facing us, we are going to take the sleeves and you're going to determine how you want the sleeves attached, which side. You want to make sure that the seam is facing down, and then just deciding which side to sew on will be. Maybe there's a side that's smaller on one end or larger on one end. And I usually just like to compare them together and see like which sides look like they line up best. It looks like these are pretty even. We are going to take the sleeve and stick it inside, facing right side out. Okay, we want the good side facing out. And you're going to go ahead and stick it inside of the hole that you made for the sleeve. And we're gonna sew that in. Again, we're gonna sew around. You can pin if that makes it a little bit easier. You can go ahead and flip shirt right side out and you have a sleeve. I know that I've done this several times, but there's like a sigh of relief when it's not totally messed up. So we are going to repeat the same process with the second sleeve. So go ahead and you're gonna flip shirt inside out. Again, reminder to attach it with the seam facing down. and you've got your t-shirt. It's not perfect by any means, but it works, and I think it's really cute. The last piece that we are going to sew is the sweater, the 3/4 sleeve sweater. I'm going to be using this Kiki's delivery service sock. We are not going to have to worry about sewing the collar onto it like we did with the t-shirt, because the way the print is lined up on this is perfect. It's good. This whole section here is going to be that torso part of the top. I'm going to go ahead and cut this line here. And as you can see, it's at an angle, but that's okay because it's going to roll anyway. It's going to kind of roll up, so I'm just going to kind of cheat it. Good enough. So this is going to be the body of the sweater, and then we are going to use the toe and heel part of the sock for the sleeves. So all I'm doing here is just cutting off some of the excess to get it mostly even. And then we're gonna cut the toe of the sock, so we're not gonna need that. All right. So this part is going to be our sleeve. We're gonna go ahead and fold it in half, like so. You have it folded in half. We're gonna go ahead and cut right down this line here, so we can get 2 even sleeves. Hopefully you have better scissors than mine. Right, so you have sleeve 1, and sleeve 2. Going back to our sweater, our main body of the sweater, we're gonna go ahead and fold that in half. And like we did with the t-shirt, we're gonna wanna cut close to the neckline and make a little crescent cut out of that. So you have 2 openings for your sleeves like you did with your t-shirt. Once you have done that, we're going to take this and flip it inside out. And then we're also gonna flip yucky side out our 2 sleeves. So we are going to flip and pin. Once again, just using a normal stitch, nothing super fancy pants. Alrighty then. So now you got your sleeves. We are again going to flip them so they're facing right side out. So you're looking good. So figure out which side you want to be your bad side, like that you want to stitch into the sweater, and which ones you want to be the good side that you're going to be seeing at the end of that quarter sleeve. And then like we did with the t-shirt, you're going to go ahead and stick it in, seam facing down. All right, and since it's the same print on both sides, you can kind of figure out like which side you like best. We got it angled down, which is good. I'm happy with that. So we're gonna go ahead and flip it back. And we are going to work on the second sleeve. Okay. All right. Here we go. Flip it back inside out. Yay! I'm so happy about this because this is the first time that I sewed everything and got right on the first try every time. So, whew. All right, I feel like that means that I can graduate from the sock level, maybe do something a little different, maybe try to get back into the pattern following, understanding business, some dart work, you know, the more complicated things. But it's so very adorable. I love it. So now we get to do the fun part. And we get to try them on Fortitude. So that way we can see what they all look like and kind of our final thoughts. That's what we're gonna do. Now obviously, if you don't want the straps there, you can take the bra off and do like the full tube top experience. Bulbasaur top, I'm a fan. It looks really cute. Goes really good with our green headband. So now let's put on our Squirtle shirt. It is very cute. It is a little bit of a tighter fit than I think this is going to be. I think because it's an ankle sock, it's a little tighter around the bust. But other than that, I think that it is really cute. So without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and put on our final outfit, which will be the Kiki's Delivery Service sweater. So we're gonna go ahead and change her into that. I think that this turned out really adorable, but I think it looks really good. I don't think it's too tight either. There is a little bit, it's definitely more of a crop. These are definitely shorter. So if you're wanting a longer sweater, definitely get those knee-high socks. That is going to make a difference in terms of your length. I'm gonna buy a bunch of Sailor Moon socks now. I wanted to wait because I didn't want to buy them and ruin them because I love Sailor Moon. So now I'm gonna get a bunch of Sailor Moon socks. I think I saw some dinosaur stuff. Like there's so many different cute prints out there that you can try. If you're wanting to spend as minimal amount of money as possible, go to the dollar store. There's tons of really great socks that are available for purchase at the dollar store. Share with me in the comment section below if you would like to see more of these videos in the future. What kind of items would you like to see me make? I've got a huge, long laundry list of things coming in 2021, and I am open, all ears, to anything you want to see me do. Yeah, I love you all lots, and I appreciate all of your support. I hope you're having a wonderful start to your new year, and I look forward to seeing you over the next couple of weeks with our next project. See y'all later. Peace out, bean sprouts. Bye.